Some days start so quiet you'd never guess they'd end in chaos. That's how it was for me and my daughter, Lily, on a crisp morning when we pulled into the shaded lot by Sycamore Café. It was our spot, a cozy nook tucked between glassy condos and sidewalks patrolled by the neighborhood's HOA watchdogs. I loved it for the peace. Lily loved it for their killer almond croissants. She wore her usual navy hoodie, sleeves pulled over her hands, her laptop bag swinging gently as she walked. I noticed a fresh scrape on her knuckle judo practice, no doubt. She didn't mention it, and I didn't ask. We had that kind of trust, the kind that doesn't need words. Inside, the cafe hummed with warmth, cinnamon in the air, soft jazz we VYing through the chatter. The baristas greeted us by name as we slid into our corner booth. Lily spread out her chemistry notes, her pencil tapping a steady rhythm, while I sipped a dark roast, savoring the calm. If I'd known what was coming, I might have picked a different table. Or maybe not. Sometimes the storm has to hit. Sometimes a lesson has to be taught not by me, but by my kid. And Lily? She was ready, even if she didn't know it yet. 15 minutes. That's all it took for the VYB to shift from serene to suffocating. Lily was deep in her stoichiometry problems when the cafe door chimed. I didn't look up until I heard the heels sharp, deliberate, like nails on a chalkboard. Then came the voice, icy and fake polite. "Excuse me, can someone clean this table? There's a smudge on my glass." My stomach tightened. I turned slowly, and there she was, Margaret, the HOA's reigning queen of misery. Platinum bob, sunglasses too big for a cafe, white blazers screaming money, and heels that could stab through steel. Her lips were pinched, her eyes sweeping the room like she was taxing the air we breathed. A young barista, barely out of high school, scrambled to wipe her table. Margaret snapped her fingers. "Use a fresh cloth. That one smells like soap." I clenched my jaw. This woman had been a thorn in our side for over a year, slapping us with HOA fines for nonsense banning sidewalk chalk, dictating doormat colors, even citing Lily for unauthorized athletic behavior, or after she did a cartwheel on the grass. She didn't just enforce rules. She wielded them like a club. Lily glanced up, her eyes narrowing. "Is that her?" I nodded once. Margaret strutted past, ignoring us until her gaze landed on Lily's phone, propped on a stand for her notes. That was it. One look, one spark of recognition, and she stopped dead. "Excuse me," she said, her voice dripping with venom. "Is that camera pointed at me?" Lily blinked. "No, I'm filming my homework." Margaret scoffed. "MHM, you're not authorized to film in this cafe. I'm a private resident. I have a right to my image." I leaned forward. "She's not filming you. Sit down." Her head snapped toward me, eyes glinting like a snake's. "And you are." I smiled, cold and sharp. "The guy who's sick of your nonsense." The cafe went quiet. Margaret's face twitched. "You people think you can just record the world? This is a controlled community." I stood. "This is a public cafe, Margaret. Order something or keep walking." Her eyes darted between me and Lily, pride and rage warring in her gaze. She didn't walk away. She stepped closer, and that's when it all went to hell. Her hand shot up, quick and VY-size, snatching Lily's phone off the stand. "Hey!" Lily barked, half standing. Margaret clutched the phone like it was contraband. "Confiscated. For EVY Denke." I rose fully. "Put it down." She ignored me, fumbling with the screen. "Let's see what you were filming, sweetheart." Lily reached for her phone, and Margaret snapped. With a snarl, she grabbed a fistful of Lily's hair and yanked her backward. The chair screeched. Lily gasped, arms flailing. "Don't touch me," she shouted, struggling. "Don't you dare raise your voice to me." Margaret roared, dragging Lily half out her seat. "You disrespectful little thug." The cafe exploded. A mug shattered. Someone screamed. A barista dropped a tray. I lunged over the table, grabbed Margaret's wrist like a VYC, and tore her hand off my daughter. "Let go of her," I thundered, slamming her arm down so hard her bracelets cracked. She stumbled back, red-faced, hair wild, gasping. "You don't touch my daughter," I growled. "Not now. Not ever." Margaret puffed up, pointing at Lily. "She assaulted me first." That's assault on a community official. I stepped closer, voice low and lethal. You attacked a 14-year-old in front of 20 witnesses and 3 cameras. Your power trip just ended. She froze, noticing the phones now raised, cameras rolling. And Lily? She was standing, breath steady, stance low, her eyes not scared but calculating. Margaret didn't know it, but she just picked a fight she couldn't win. Still ranting, spit flying, Margaret waved her arms. I want her arrested. Expelled. She never finished. Lily moved not with anger, but with precision. Her left foot slid forward, her right knee dipped, and in one fluid motion, she gripped Margaret's arm, pivoted, and flipped her clean over her shoulder. The cafe gasped. Margaret crashed onto the tile with a sickening thud, her head bouncing once. Her legs flailed, then went limp. Silence. Total, stunned silence. Lily stood over her, panting once, hands loose, eyes cold. She didn't gloat. She didn't need to. I stepped forward, slow and deliberate. Margaret groaned, lipstick smeared, sunglasses shattered under her hip, blazer stained with coffee. One heel snapped off. She was a wreck, and she knew it. I crouched beside her, voice low. You just got floored by a 14-year-old. Stay down. She whimpered, clutching her side. A whisper from the counter. Did she just judo throw the HOA president? Then, like a slow clap after a knockout, the room erupted cheers, laughter, disbelief. Margaret stayed sprawled, gasping, her earring lost under a table. Nobody helped. I looked down at her. File a report if you want, but this story won't sell. Lily spoke, cool and final. She's lucky I held back. The crowd gasped. Some laughed. Margaret scrambled, pointing at the phones. Delete those videos. That was an attack. I cut her off. That was self-defense, and you earned every inch of that floor burn. The cafe owner stepped forward, arms crossed. I've seen the footage. You laid hands on a minor. You're banned from my properties. Try coming back, and I'll call the police. Margaret blinked, stunned. You can't. I just did, he said. She slipped trying to stand, her blazer tearing. Laughter rippled through the room. Then, from the back, an older woman stood, gray hair, HOA badge on her purse. Margaret, this is the 3rd time this month you've been reported for aggression. What you did to that girl. It's time we vote on your position. Margaret stammered. You don't have the authority. I do, the woman snapped. I'm the treasurer. Silence. I leaned over. I've got the footage. You'll have it by sundown. She nodded. As Lily and I walked out, the crowd parted. Some clapped Lily's shoulder. Margaret's screeches faded behind us. This is a setup. Outside, sunlight hit us like a curtain lifting. By nightfall, the video was everywhere. Margaret grabbing Lily's hair. The judo throw, her crumpled on the floor. Captions were brutal. HOA tyrant meets her match. The community chat exploded. Neighbors shared their own stories. Margaret yelling at kids, finding plants, reporting suspicious dancing. The HOA treasurer posted, a vote of removal is scheduled. The board has video denke of Margaret's assault. Her BHA VY or is under re-VYEW. The next day, Margaret stormed the HOA office, claiming the video was edited. But the treasurer had screenshots, AFIDA VYTS, and unedited footage. At 12:47 p.m., the board voted unanimously. Margaret was out. She raged, threatening Lily's future, but the treasurer shot back. She's already a better leader than you. That afternoon, Lily got an Amela Junior Judo League scholarship in VYT, praising her composure under pressure, control without cruelty. She read it, shrugged, and said, I didn't do it for a scholarship. I smiled. That's why you deserve it. That evening, I saw Margaret by the mailbox, eyes bloodshot, hands shaking. You humiliated me, she spat. I stepped closer. You did that yourself. But Lily? She stopped you. She climbed into an Uber without a word, Leah VY-ing her illusion of power behind. The next morning, Lily packed her school bag like nothing had happened. Is it over? She asked. I nodded. For her, yeah. For us? Just beginning. She didn't look scared, just thoughtful. Did I go too far? I paused. No, you went exactly far enough. A letter came that day. taped to our door, and signed, "Thank you." She yelled at my kid for humming. "Your daughter gave us permission to breathe again." I tucked it away for Lily to see one day, to remind her what strength looks like. Justice isn't always loud. Sometimes it wears a hoodie, keeps its head down, and strikes when it must. That was my daughter. And while Margaret was finished, Lily was just getting started.